Welcome to Edinboro Television. I'm Leslie Schaefer.
And I'm Drew Patrick, and this is your weekly news update. Ebola has become one of the most talked about topics in the nation over the past month. The recent case of Ebola in Cleveland, Ohio has been a topic of concern for the local area. Edinboro University has responded to the situation through an email that was sent out to students this past week. They reassured students, faculty, and staff that there has been no outbreaks in the community and no one should be alarmed. There is a guide to Ebola prevention on the Center for Disease Control website, and the Gearing Health Center is always available for advice for students.
Potterfest has made its third annual appearance in the Edinboro community this past weekend. Visitors enjoyed the annual Tri-Wizard Tournament, Butterbeer, and the Ravenclaw Conference. The conference featured Dr. Lana Woodard from Farron College in Virginia. Woodard's keynote address on post-Potter reflections gave an inside look to the academic research that scholars have put together over the years. Woodard is known for editing the critical essay book The Ivory Tower and Harry Potter.
A panel discussion on the role of communication in effective patient-provider interactions will take place on Tuesday, October 21st in Compton Hall at 7 in the evening. Panelists include local health practitioners and the faculty from the Communication Studies and Nursing departments. The panel will also feature Elaine Gibson, who is a Graduate Medical Education Department Manager at UPMC Hammett. Topics of the discussion will include current practices and educational training for health practitioners and healthcare advocates.
Let's take a look at campus media this week as I sat down with the WFSC and the Spectator managers. We are here with WFSC 88.9 radio manager Jade Hilliard and editor-in-chief of The Spectator, Logan Lilly. How are you guys today?
Good.
We're good.
Good. Jade, I heard some rumors, but I don't know if they're true, about a mobile app for the radio.
Nothing is set in stone. We have been talking about a mobile app last year. We haven't implemented it yet. I'm not sure if we're going to, but it's feasible. It could just take some time and some money.
Do you know how much money it might take, or?
Basically, what would happen is right now we pay SecureSystems.net to have her stream online, and they offered at no extra cost to create an app for us. Now, what would happen though is if we would want an Apple application, we would need an specific account to create that app through it, and that account is $99 a year.
Oh, wow.
So that's where the money would come from. If it was an Android app, basically anyone can do it through Google. But Apple, we would want it through Apple because so many people have iPhones, and that's where the money issue would come into play.
Okay. Any new shows?
We do have a few new shows just starting this week. Logan is actually one of them.
Oh, wow.
He is on Thursdays at 6 o'clock in the evening. We have a new sports show this semester on top of the one that we already have. Right now we have midday sports at 1 o'clock every day of the week, Monday through Friday, with Mike Fenner and Tyler Trumbauer. But Tariq Johnson is actually going to have a sports show at 8 p.m. Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And then we also have a couple of freshmen. Andrea's on Wednesdays at 2 p.m., and Christian Herman is on Thursdays at 11 a.m. And then a senior, Luke, is going to go on the air Mondays at 9 p.m. So they're all new this week.
The sports show, is it going to be the same coverage as what Midday Sports does, or is it going to be a little bit different?
I think a little bit different, probably mixing both. Tariq does plan to kind of feed off of what Mike and Tyler say, but he will have his own input as well.
Okay. I also heard that the radio is going to be at a haunted house for Halloween. Is that true?
We hope to. We are definitely thinking about it right now. Our plan is to possibly interview people as they come out of the haunted house and then edit the audio and then put it through the air. We're not quite sure which one to go through yet. We're not sure if we are going to maybe have a trip there that we could have, people get tickets through us and sponsor the trip. It is in the works, and we really hope to have it happen.
That would be so exciting for the radio.
It would be a lot of fun.
Logan, I hear that the office has gotten a new look.
Yes, the wall, our little partition in the Spectator office, has come down. It really opens up the office a little bit more because that room kind of has the full space, was technically, kind of the spectator office. And so that's come down, and then we're working to rearrange some things so it's a little more efficient. And the main thought with that, too, is we really wanted it to be more open so that, if anybody has story ideas or whatever, that they can walk in, talk to us, whatever. Whereas before, the wall sometimes would really discourage people.
Yeah, it seemed like every time I'd walk in there before, it just seemed like the wall was kind of like, okay, that's their space, and
So we really want it to be, if people have story ideas, if they have, unfortunately some complaints or something, that you can always come and talk to us. That's kind of
anything to make the newspaper better.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
And I hear there is a story about Erie Horror Fest.
Yes, it's going to be front page this week. We have a story about the Erie Horror Fest that happens every year in Erie. They do a lot of different things with horror films. Just kind of they do some unique artwork up there as well. So we had somebody go up and cover that, and it seems pretty interesting. It was a pretty good story.
That seems interesting, and I also hear that Potterfest is back.
Yes, Potterfest, going on currently, and running for
till Saturday.
Till Saturday, yeah. And then, so we went in on that, and our lifestyles editor, she interviewed Corbin Fowler and kind of Dr. Fowler, and kind of got his side of how the background stuff that goes on to make sure it's working. Did a little profile on him and all the little things that go on with Potterfest that you don't typically think about.
Yeah. I also had an interview with Dr. Fowler, and I have to write an article about it, but I hear that he started this from scratch and back in 2010, and he's come a long way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it started off as just kind of this small little idea. Now it's come this, yearly tradition.
Now.
So
yeah. And he hopes to make it a tradition, I hear.
Yes, yeah. And I think he's been doing a pretty good job of that so far.
Well, make sure to pick up a copy of The Spectator. That comes out every Thursday morning. And be sure to tune in to WFSC 88.9 for all the new shows. And to make sure to follow both organizations on Twitter at WFSC 889 and EUP_Spectator. Coming up, we have entertainment and weather, followed by your Fighting Scots Sports Report. Stay tuned.